The media's favorite way to report a story is from their prison of two ideas, where they are lifers. In that two-idea cell, you're either pro-immigration or a xenophobic bigot. You either love this planet or embrace evil big oil. You're either for peace or you want war. Their latest, you either shut down the economy indefinitely or you want people to die. That preposterous filter makes it easier for them to slam the other side. It absolves them of nuance, intelligence, and thoughtfulness, which are completely missing here.
He's a fan of money first, mortality second. It's the greatest generation. They're going to be sacrificed. For what? Fear that Trump's efforts to be president will be hurt?
He's going too fast, causing confusion, and quite possibly endangering lives in the process.
Stay in, and for the president to make light of that as if it's like, well, so what? Some people will die, but the economy will grow. No.
The president who's eager to try to get the economy back on track because he sees it as wedded to his chances of being reelected.
The president is putting human life at risk. It's literally immoral.
Literally. Who is she? Now, do they really believe Trump is putting the economy before human life? No. It's just a game these idiots play to keep busy. Fact is, solutions to problems aren't either or, but this and that. The solution here will be flexible and ever-changing, depending on the risks as we identify them. So it may be that we return to work in phases, young and healthy first, perhaps depending on region and type of business. There are lots of factors and also reasons for guarded optimism. It's why Fauci and Trump work well together. Fauci's the cautious voice. Trump is the generator of hope, understanding that people crave deadlines, even if those deadlines change.
Suddenly, every politician in America is claiming a monopoly on the best course forward. We must do this. When they say that, it ought to make you nervous. They can't all be right. Most of them can be self-righteous, though, and they are. Here's New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who most of the time has been credible on this subject, but today explaining that if you don't support precisely the kind of quarantine he supports, you're trying to kill his mother.
My mother is not expendable, and your mother is not expendable, and our brothers and sisters are not expendable, and we're not going to accept a premise that human life is disposable.
Human life is not disposable, lectures the man who just signed a law legalizing abortion until birth. All right. Take a deep breath, Governor. In a moment like this, talk like that, overstatement, hyperbole, is not helpful. The last thing we need is another dose of moral blackmail, to add to the long list of those. What we do need instead is honesty, and the people on television are not helping most of the time. Most of them just believe what they're told by sources they think they agree with, and then they repeat it to us. At this point, they're not even asking the most basic questions on our behalf. And here's the most basic question of all, which we should ask. What is the shape of this epidemic? And the truth is, we don't really know. The government isn't doing large-scale randomized tests of the population. Thanks to the serial incompetence of our health establishment, we still don't have enough tests to do that. This means we have no real idea how many Americans have been infected so far. There's no baseline for our measurements of anything across a population of 320 million people. We can't know exactly how easily coronavirus spreads. We don't know the physical effects on the average infected person. We don't know the death rate. Flatten the curve? We're not sure what the curve really is. And that's not our opinion, by the way. It's elementary science. At this point, it would be very helpful if the people trying to influence policy admitted all of this straightforwardly, instead of pretending at high volume they've got some cure that will absolutely, positively work. They don't know that. They can't know that. Informed guesses are the best they have. Let's not lie about it. And by the way, this isn't an argument against quarantines or shutdowns or whatever we're calling them, but it is a reminder to proceed with humility and honesty at all times.
Because a lot of Americans outside of New York feel like they'll take my chance with coronavirus, but I'm not going to take my chance with a Great Depression.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of people that get coronavirus don't die. That's not saying it's not a threat. That's not saying it's not a risk. But people see risks in other measures, and that's what you're trying to balance.